Today, I've got some industry experts just to have a conversation about digital transformation and what it means to society and what we can do to really drive towards true ESG activation. Patrick, I'll start with you first.
Well, it's great to be here, Andy. I appreciate the opportunity to take part. I have responsibility for advisory relations, which is part of the reason why we're connected. And I also get involved in go-to-market aspects and strategy pieces, a lot of front office work like this. And I had the chance to work with Frank, almost on a daily basis across all the technology and everything that Hitachi is capable of. So looking forward to the discussion.
Awesome. Patrick, great to have you. And you mentioned Frank. You're part of Hitachi Vantara as well, Frank.
Super excited to be here today. I'm the Chief Digital Solutions Officer within Vantara. I also have a role as the Chief Growth Officer for Hitachi Digital in manufacturing, in transportation, in banking and financial services, telecommunications. One of the responsibilities I have within the company is to bring all of that together for our clients, working with partners to truly bring together the power of Hitachi and the partnerships to our customers.
Thanks, Frank. And Tony, it's good to have you here, Head of Global Solutions and the Architecture team in Asia.
Thank you for inviting me to join this important conversation. I've been in the IT&T industry for over 20 years and have worked alongside customers in collaboration with partners to roll out innovative solutions, sometimes at the bleeding edge of technology.
And Craig, thanks for joining us. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, thanks, Andy. I've spent all my time, or majority of my time, in fire and emergency management, and was lucky enough to be the commissioner post the 2009 fires in Victoria, where significant life was lost, impacted multiple communities, and I was given the opportunity to drive reform. So part of that reform was not only rebuilding organisations, but building confidence and understanding communities. And I think that's the key bit, is we really did change the game about putting the community in the centre of what we have done and need to do. But then it was investment in people and systems. And systems need to be integrated, because I found there was lots of systems, but they were all siloed. So how do you get integration, and how do you get it where it's not just data systems, it's actually producing really good information to allow people at every level to make really good decisions in a timely way.
So Verizon and Hitachi have been partners for a very long time, and the power of partnership is how we solve global challenges. How do we help organisations, whether they be enterprise or public sector, governments, etc., get match fit in the digital form?
I've been involved in conversations that stretch across the healthcare all the way through to the energy and utility industries. And the outcome of this is not how to increase speed or how to bring your visualization tool to the next level, but it's really about driving a business outcome. And most of the time in today's world, business outcome have a human impact as well. And so for us to have this combination of technology and humanism, it puts a partnership at the next level.
Between Verizon and Hitachi, we bring together each other's strengths to deliver for a customer. As deep and broad the Hitachi capabilities are, we're not going to be able to solve all our problems by ourselves. That's why the ecosystem, the partner capabilities coming to say, we bring together these composable assets, we bring a partner ecosystem and networks, we understand your specific problem, and we can rapidly stand up a solution that is a combination of industry best practices and your specific needs, because we've successfully orchestrated all of these expertise, right? The expertise in the domain, the expertise in digital capabilities on cloud, data, analytics, image, computer vision, and we've got fantastic partners like Verizon that allows us to provide a turnkey solution to a customer.
Tony, I'll turn to you now.
Government and enterprise know that they can't do everything in-house and that complementary solutions are required. They don't personally want to solve all the challenges that they may face. They want to stay focused on their customers, their goals and their core business, and allow trusted partners like Verizon and Hitachi with the expertise to come in with those complementary solutions to help them move forward. And so the same in the provider world, and why we partner with people like Hitachi is that we have strengths in our own organisations, that bringing together is, the combination is better than the sum of its parts.
All right, so let's unpack this. We know that digital transformation and industry solutions or society solutions require everyone to be on the same team. We've got to be match fit and match ready. And smart cities has taken forever to take off because not everyone's match fit, and so we can't get them to happen. So Craig, you and I once had an interesting conversation about fire. You're the first appointed Chief Commissioner of Emergency Management in this country here in Victoria, and you were given the task of bringing together multiple agencies to be able to manage not just emergencies but actual crises in the community. And the one thing that really resonated for me was we were having a coffee, right? And you said, have you thought about the milk in your coffee?
Well, it's interesting. So think about what I said before about understanding communities. So the farms are there, they grow grass, the cows are in the paddock, they eat grass, they produce milk every day. This industry is there, and then we have a fire move through. The cows don't turn off. When you've got no power, the cows still produce milk daily. Years ago, we would have said, isolate that area. For 72 hours, there's a fire in there, we'll go in and put the fire out, and then we'll let the community interact again. Mm-hmm. The cows don't get that. So by building a consequence management approach and having good data to know the numbers of dairy farms, numbers of cows, the amount of litres of milk that was coming out every day, we knew what was in there. And what they did in that fire that ran through an agricultural, a dairy area, was straight away they said, we've got to get the milk out. So they escorted milk trucks in behind the fire line. They emptied the vats and they got power back in by portable power plants, so generators, to generate so you could still run the dairies. And if anything, the farming community have gone, hey, thank you, because emergencies start off about a safety issue, but very soon after they become an economic issue. So the downstream consequences are very significant, and we can change that.
Wow. And I think, Frank, I could bring you in here. How do you bring, as a Chief Digital Officer, how do you bring all of these applications together? There was some study, the average organisation that's in the Fortune 500 or our large global corporations have more than 4,000 applications in the IT stack. So we're talking partners, we're talking providers, etc. How does this come together?
The North Star for us is a customer problem. What problems are we trying to solve for our customers, for the society, for the environment, right? And I talk about this because at Hitachi, all of these three stakeholders matter. And I'm going to use what Craig mentioned earlier in our conversation about the fires that it caused and the impact on his career after that. Let's take that as a real world problem. In the US, one of the leading causes for forest fires today is unmanaged vegetation interfering with the power transmission lines. How do we apply the principles of digital transformation and solve for this? It requires us to manage the images and real-time image analytics. What happens in, hey, is there a branch that is falling off and touching a transmission line? That wasn't there 1 week ago, right? So there is multiple data points that we need to collect about the state of this vegetation systems and say, can I have a combination of satellite data, map data, GPS data, and triangulate in real time to say, is there a risk of unmanaged vegetation causing a forest fire by touching against a transmission line, right? That's actually a problem that we've solved for, and that's a industry solution that we today have in Hitachi with the combination of Hitachi Energy and Hitachi Vantara coming together building these solutions. So we always like to look at this as a outside-in view of what is the problem that we need to solve for, and then say, how do we bring together real-time image analytics, large data management, reliable communication mechanisms to drive a single workflow, which is to say, I need a field crew going out there cutting that branch in this tree. Right? So when we orient ourselves towards the problems that we want to solve for, that forces us to say, how do I get my technology stack in order to make sure that I solve for that problem, right? We've obviously seen the other way work for some other companies which say, hey, I've got this hammer, where is the nail, right? But for us, what we've seen work is to look at these real world problems and bring together the power of the expertise that we have in understanding the domain, understanding digital capabilities, leveraging the partnerships to solve real problems that are meaningful for our customers and for our society.
There we go. Great real life examples to articulate the importance of partnership. Hitachi, Vantara and Verizon partnering with industry and business to drive digital transformation. Stay tuned for the next podcast on driving innovation and mitigating risk.